Honorable Chair Lady Bartlett and Board of Supervisors, my name is Ilya Tseglin. Regarding the item 4 to approve master agreement with various school districts for educationally related mental health, please respectfully decline this planned intrusion of the public offices into the private family matter. The schools are receiving the taxpayer money to provide education. Have to concentrate on public education. Leave the families decide about their children's mental health. The school, juvenile, probate, mental court, family judges, public defender, social services, police, and all many government officials have been orchestrated by Orange County Regional Center and DDS for lying in court, perjuries, corruption, for medical kidnapping, for profiteering on the basis of mental health. Any agreement with school district in connection to mental health will serve for medical kidnapping, violation of the family and constitution. The public school, Orange County Regional Center, probate, court, public defender, social services, and police have been forced our children for drug experiment without parental consent and court order approval as children as a guinea pigs for medical experiment. However, those who conduct this drug experiment for pharmaceutical company and those who are charged with monitoring such research do not see a problem with their recruitment method. The elected by citizens, the Honorable Board of Supervisors, please consider that the most positive you can do for our citizens by declining any demand from the government offices for increasing their budget and abolish such department as public defender, social services, protective division, probate, juvenile, family, mental court, judges with zero budget.
Next speaker, please.
Robert Seglin.
Hello, Honorable Chairwoman. This is Robert Seglin, brother of Nate Seglin. With regard to this item, approve master agreement with various school districts for educational related mental health services and authorizing director or designee to execute individual agreements. I'd like to comment that, first of all, there's a big conflict of interest with regard to those who provide the services and with regard to their funding and with regard to their monetary incentives of whether they'll get an incentivized, certainly a big incentivized, with my case of my brother when he was 17 and my father requested services, and instead of giving him services, they had the incentive of organizing a kidnapping by the teachers reporting to social services to remove him from the home, and then starting this cycle of removing him from the home, putting him in either foster cares or mental health places. So this is why this is not going to work very well for you, because it doesn't usually happen that when school districts say they're going to provide these type of mental health, they're usually going to end up using that as a means to, well, at least in my brother's case, to remove them from home. So I would say that before you would approve that, you would make sure that you would abolish the child protective services and adult protective services, so they wouldn't have the option of violating the Constitution or removing people from the home. And otherwise, this is only encouraging that, not discouraging it, because when he's in the Santa Ana group home, now they don't care that he's being abused, poisoned, choked, and 2,000 milligrams of Depakote, and his health is rapidly deteriorating. Whereas when they are in a school environment, the teachers are very happy to report even falsely in order to have them removed, and a lot more people die in public and state care than private care. So essentially, if you're going to approve this, how about abolishing adult protective services and child protective services, so they don't have the power to remove them from the home illegally and unconstitutionally? Then this would be a little bit safer of an agenda item to pass. Thank you.
Okay, any additional speakers?
No, we don't.
Okay, do we have, I'll bring this back to the board. Any motion?
Move the motion.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Steele, second by Supervisor Doe. Any opposition? All right, that item passes. The next item pulled by the public was item number 8.
Under OC Committee Resources, approve agreement with Council on Aging, Orange County for financial alignment funds for health insurance counseling advocacy program services. Authorize director or designee to execute agreement, exercise contingency cost increase or decrease, not to exceed 10%, and make line item budget transfers under certain conditions. And we have one speaker request.
Okay, if the first speaker could come forward, please.
Michael Klebnikin.
Board, Madam Chair, Michael Clubb. Earlier today, you guys gave due recognition to our Armenian rich heritage they have with the community. Spitzer even mentioned Montebello and Rebishman. Well, my uncle Mike Thomasoff was one of those people he mentioned. And there's a good book called Happiest People on Earth, written by Dimo Shakarian, that mentions the Klubnikin. Yes, that's a relative. So I want to talk about two words, conceal versus reveal. This is about financial alignment funds, federal funds, 100%. It's not what's in this 92-page agreement. It's what you guys secreted from this 2-page agreement that should alert concerned Attorney General, who's now got the 121 complaints on her desk if it's not being covered up at her front desk. So let's talk about the documents you say are in this document. Exhibit 1, it ain't there. Exhibit 2, it ain't there. Page 4, go try to find those 2 items. You're not going to find them. So let's look deeper into this. In your terms and conditions, it goes from attachment A, page 44 or 50, and then it goes to attachment D. What happened to B and C? So you guys secrete 4 documents out of a 92-page, and we got to take you guys here. And this is 38,000 chump change. What else do you guys do with these $200 million? So my biggest complaint is not against this Council on Aging. That's not my complaint. It's against you. You're the fox. Now, how do we prove that you're concealing? I gave you a report about the DA getting hush money, $1.5 million. Last report, you guys concealed from the record. In this report I'm giving the Attorney General, you guys concealed another report from the DA 2 months after that report. It's in my little church chat here. I encourage you to read it. And how can we take you guys seriously when criminal behavior through county councils is brought to your attention because of intrusion, as Elia articulated, forcing themselves into these families for no reason other than to get it in a court, and you guys conceal it? You're the fox. Yet if you got foxes watching the blanket chicken coop, you ain't going to have very many chickens. So I would say to any senior, you know, and any money for feds or state appropriated to the seniors, table it. And any senior who lives in Orange County, get out of Dodge. And if you can't, quit claim deed your property to your kids. And if you can't, give it to your local church. That's right, your entire estate, give it to your local church and see it blossom before your eyes, or else you'll be in the hands of county council who engages in money laundering, misappropriation of funds, real estate fraud, and you guys, thank you for coming. Next speaker. You guys are the problem. And when you hide the truth, just like they did with that abuse they did to the Armenian people, you cut the bamboo, the roots
Mr.
get
Culkin,
deeper,
your time is up.
and it busts through the concrete.
Okay, I believe that was the only speaker.
Yes, you're
Okay, I'll bring this back to the board for discussion and a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Supervisor Nelson, second by Vice Chair Steele. Any opposition? All right, that item passes.